Hello, my loves, your favorite fabulous fairy here, and today we're going to talk about reasons to date in order to find your twin flame or your soulmate and how you can go about doing that in the right way. It's been a little bit since I've done a twin flame video, and that's because I'm off running around doing things with my twin flame. So when you're not actively looking for them, you're not actively thinking of what it was like when you were looking for them, if that makes any sense. I like to make sure that my videos are genuine and come from a place of the heart and come from a true source of inspiration and are not just kind of forced into a situation. So if I don't have something naturally come up to me or somebody ask for a certain kind of video, I'm not going to go out of my way so much to try to force remembering what it was like to be in separation or this and that, unless somebody has specifically asked me to make a new video on that or something along the lines of such, because it's hard to put yourself in that person's shoes if you don't have a person's shoes to put yourself in, if that makes any sense. But last night I went to a party and it was very fun, and I met an individual who I could tell needed a reading, and I kind of was like, okay, you need this, you want this. And at first they were like hesitant, but at the end they said, okay, yes, I do want this. And at the end of it, they were really glad that they had one. And it brought up a lot for me that I knew that would help and benefit everybody out there. So I've got some notes that I wrote down so that I wouldn't forget what all I needed to say. So first thing, if I can read my own damn writing. Okay, your twin flame and your soulmates are looking for you. So you need to be your genuine self. That's one thing that I talked to this individual about. I'm obviously my genuine self. I have no problem letting my freak flag fly. I have no problem expressing myself, catering to my own needs, and putting myself first so that I can put my family second, which is where they need to be. If I'm going to give them everything that I can give them, I need to make sure that I'm full first, that I have everything that I need first. That way I'm not running on empty, trying to take care of everybody else and then becoming resentful. That's not what we want in life. We want to have more than enough. We want to be so abundant that we can give plentiful to the people that we love, right? So I have to do all those things to myself, and I do that. And because of that, I'm engaged to my twin flame love. This is my beautiful ring. It's a black diamond. You know, it's like it, but I didn't know that the key was self-love until I experienced it myself. And now that I know for a fact that's what it is, that's why I'm passing on my traits to everybody else, because I want you guys to get into union with the right person and have a beautiful relationship where you're always happy and you're always just like, I mean, we argue and bicker sometimes, but only for like 5-10 minutes, and then we're over it and we're back into loving each other, because we prefer that kind of lifestyle. We prefer the Morticia and Gomez kind of romance. We don't want all the bickering and drama. That's not us. So finding out who you are and what you want, being truthful to that, being genuine to that, are number one keys. Okay, be who you're meant to be. Be your genuine self. Don't hide who you are. Those who are meant to be in your circle will naturally be drawn to you, and that is 100% true. People who are naturally drawn to me are people who seriously need to be around me. People who aren't, who are naturally repelled from me, those are people who, if I force myself into their life, they're going to cause me harm in some way, shape, or form anyways. So I'm better off literally keeping to myself, and allowing the people who are drawn to me for who I am, and not trying to change me, and not saying, oh, you're pretty good, but let's just, everything needs to change, starting with your makeup. Just kidding. But anyways, yeah, the negativity can come from any place. So the people who are supposed to be drawn to you will be drawn to you no matter what, and especially they will be drawn to you if you're being your true self. If you're hiding, if you're not dressing how your soul wants, if you're not expressing yourself in the ways that your soul needs to express itself, then your people who are supposed to be in your life are going to have a really hard time trying to find you, because they're going to be looking for the you that's in here and in here that you have locked up. Okay. People who would end up causing you harm in your life would naturally be repelled from you, and that's true. People who would have and do, well, they don't anymore, but did cause me harm, they weren't so repelled as in they never talked to me, but they did go out of their way to constantly cause me harm on some level. And they would be like, yeah, you can be here, but I'm just gonna kind of treat you like crap the whole time. And that's not what you need in life. And there's some part of me that wants to be accepted to the point where I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to keep coming around, and I'm going to keep trying to be what you need me to be so that you can accept me one day. But the joke's on me at that point, because they're never going to accept you. You could, I mean, that's the kind of person they say you could hang them with a golden noose and they said it wouldn't be good enough, alright? And that's just like a joke, but it's true. Like, there's some people that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you give them. You could give them anything on a silver platter and they'll be like, it's not good enough. You know, it could be some, you know, beautiful diamond ring and oh, I really like sapphires, or whatever it's going to be. They're never, ever, 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 ever satisfied. And so when it comes to those people, you know what I mean? It's like, why are you going to keep trying to bend over backwards for somebody who wouldn't care if you could shoot money out your nose and it was new money every time? Like, they literally, nothing would impress them. And so they're always going to be talking down to you and always making you feel like you need to strive for more, when what you are is good enough, and who you need to be is your true self, and who you need to please is yourself. And the people who are supposed to be in your life would then gravitate towards you, be able to find you, and you would have a better life. So an example of this from my own life would be me and my magic. I rejected my magical self to please those around me, and they never, ever, ever were happy with anything that I did. I had normal jobs. You know, I went and did, I worked for like a country club for a while. I did serving as a waitress. I worked at a pizza parlor. I worked at GW School Supply. And none of that made anybody happy. I wore normal clothes. I did my makeup normal for a while. I stopped telling everybody about the things that I saw. I stopped telling about premonitions. I stopped letting people know about the ghosts and the creatures and everything that was going on in my life. I stopped telling them about prophetic dreams, knowing when people were going to die and stuff. I just kept it to myself, and it did not matter everywhere I went. And this is the thing. I was so drawn to those things still. I mean, Halloween is spooky and glitter everywhere. I didn't have a snowball's chance in hell of not liking that holiday, okay? I love anything spooky and anything covered in glitter, and I'm not afraid of the things that go bump in the night or the bloody covered this and that, and I love Halloween. So growing up in a religious family, my mom let me have Halloween, but like her grandparents, who were very much in our life until they passed, I mean, I had them till I was like 12 or 13, anything lamb chops play along was evil to them, you know. I legit got spanked one time for pretending to do hula hoop, and she said I was dancing like dirty dancing or whatever. And I mean, so there's a lot of taboo things that I was very, 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 very drawn to, be them really taboo or not. And there were some things that are seriously, to this day, still probably taboo in some cultures and some societies, but I have always had a natural affinity for that. And so repelling that and basically denying myself of my natural gifts and abilities, keeping my thoughts and premonitions to myself, hiding who I truly am, trying to force myself to be something else for someone else, and at the end of the day realizing I'm still alone. They're still treating me like, you know, I'm the black sheep of the family, and in reality I'm the multicolored sheep of the family. I realized I was pushing myself away just to please others, and that you should never do that. You should never push yourself away just to please somebody else. I stopped and I embraced my natural gifts and my true self fully, and as soon as I did, my life opened up. And over here I said, when life opens up to who you, when you open up to yourself, your life opens up to who you're meant to be. And that's true. When I finally was like, okay, this is really who I am, the Shaenna in my mind does do magic. The Shaenna, and I mean, I did, I just did it in secret. But I mean, I was like, why hide it anymore? People are coming out of the closet left and right. Why can't I come out of the broom closet, you know? And everything I do and did has always come off my heart. It's never come out of somebody else's book. You know, I don't know. So in any case, moving on, when meeting prospective lovers, all cards on the table. Okay, when you meet somebody and you're like, wow, this person's pretty cute, this person's pretty cool, I'm thinking I like them, put all your cards on the table, and I'll tell you why you need to do this. If they aren't compatible, you're going to find out right away, and you'll be like, whoa. You and me could be friends, but there's no way I could be your lover. And you're going to know right away. You didn't waste 6 months. You didn't waste a year. You didn't waste, you know, a pregnancy or whatever is going on. And things like that happen. People get together for one night and end up being stuck together for 18 years because they have a baby, you know, and that's not necessarily the most loving atmosphere. They try their best. And I'm not knocking anybody that's happened to. My family wasn't perfect 100% for sure, you know, but it's still, put your cards on the table. Know if you're compatible right away or not. Be bold, be brave, let the person know you like them and you find them interesting. And then, because you find them interesting, let them know you want to see where the relationship might go by throwing out your deal breakers and asking questions. Now, most people, if you ask them questions about themselves, about their life, they're going to love to talk about themselves. Most people love to talk about themselves. So have your little list of questions in your mind that you need to know in order to find out if this person's going to be compatible for you or not. Now, everybody's questions are going to be different. I have some example questions of some of what my deal breakers looked like. One thing is religious beliefs. And what I mean by that is, do you even believe in the supernatural? Do you believe in ghosts? Do you believe in spirits? Are you okay with magic in any sense of the word? Or you think it's all BS? Because if you think that those things are BS and you are some hardcore religion that's going to condemn me for the rest of my life, guess what? That's not compatible with who I truly am. I need somebody who's going to be at least receptive to the fact that those things are out there and that I truly believe it, and that's okay. Even if they haven't seen anything from themselves, that's fine, but they need to at least be receptive to the fact that I actually do, okay? What are their habits? You know, are they an alcoholic? Do they drink every single night? I don't. I live in California. I grew up around, you know, California lifestyle, so to me, pot's really normal. It's legal here. I'm more receptive to that than cigarettes. I'm more receptive to that than alcohol. So to me, somebody's habit, if they're smoking pot, doesn't bug me. But if they're like drinking every single night and they're smoking cigarettes all the time, that's gonna drive me up with a wall. That's not compatible. Favorite foods. I dated a person for a short amount of time who doesn't like onions. That's a problem. That's a deal breaker. I love onions. They're either gonna have to deal with my onion breath. I can't cook with onions. You know, it wasn't even like it makes them sick. They just straight up don't like them. Garlic is another one. If somebody doesn't like garlic, they're not compatible. One of the first things I asked my love was, how do you feel about onions and garlic? And he's all, what do you mean? Like, I love them on everything. I'm all, do you really? I'm all, can you eat either of those things raw? He's all, I could eat either, both of those raw. And I'm like, okay, I can date you. And that legit was a deal breaker for me, because once I was already in a relationship with the person beforehand, that's when I found out they didn't like onions. When I went to go cook for them. And I cooked some beautiful food. And then they were like, oh, I don't like onions. Broke my little heart, right? So, plus, you know, shame on them. And I've got to eat it all now. So, are you social? Do you want to be? Maybe you aren't social because you don't have a social group yet, but you've always wanted to be, and you want to be with somebody who's going to be social. You don't want to be with a hermit. Or maybe you're totally a hermit and you want to stay a hermit. Those are things you need to know. Are you an outdoorsman? Are you adventurous? Do you like to be an athlete? Are you a hiker? Do you do camping? Are you a fisher? Do you do hunting? Are these things that would bug you if the other person did it? You need to know. What kind of animal are you? I consider myself a wolf if I was going to go for an animal that's here on land, and that's because I'm very loyal. I definitely do the lone wolf thing, but I also have my pack, but I like to know I can run off and then come back to my pack. I will totally rip your throat out if you mess with somebody in my pack. I get sick, I go outside, I puke, I smoke a little grass. A wolf would go outside, eat some grass and puke, and then feel better. I mean, so you know, we all have our thing that we do. Lots of reasons I'm a wolf, but I mean, those are just the main ones. I'm born in the year of the dragon, so I like to say, you know, I'm a dragon. I definitely have the dragon's anger when I get angry, but I'm also very, very sweet, and I call myself the fairy Shaenna because I'm very good with animals, I'm very good with nature. Little children love me. Literally, I can heal pretty much whatever. Dying plant. I helped heal my friend's cat who got ran over one time. Took care of little birds and stuff like that. So have all my little animals. I had a boxer and a blue jay and a Brussels griffin and a bunch of rabbits all living harmoniously together outside doing their thing. So, you know, find out what kind of animal you are, because I tried to date somebody who told me they were a catfish. They straight up littered in nature. They threw a bottle of beer into the water. I almost killed them right there. I was like, are you kidding me? Get in that water and grab it out. And they're like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, go get it. But it's in the lake. Well, you shouldn't have thrown it there. You're here with the fairy. I pick up other people's trash all the time, and you're the jerk I'm picking up after, and you're trying to be on a date with me? Are you kidding me? No. I tried to date somebody who told me they were a bird. They were very, very flighty. I tried to date somebody who said they were a rabbit. All they wanted to do was hump. Like, literally, I'm serious. You can't make this shit up. I'm currently dating, or fiancé to, a bear, and he is totally a bear. He'll even scratch his back on a pole or something. Like, he is amazing. So find out what kind of animal you are and if those animals are compatible. I couldn't deal with being a bird, you know, being with one of them or something, because I'd eat them. You know what I mean? I'm too domineering. What are your future goals? Do you have any? Do they? Are you guys like, you both want to open up a nonprofit? You both want to do, you know, some kind of major league sports? Do you both want to whatever? If you're bipolar opposites on any of these things, you need to really consider that, because these are things that you're either going to have to give up in your life, or they're going to have to give up in theirs, and nobody wants to do that, right? Do you like to travel? Are you going to go on cruises? Are you afraid to fly on an airplane? That's something that they should know. Are you creative? Do you do art? Are you into music? Are you cool if they do? What if they're a drummer and they need to practice like 6 times a week, and they're in some band and you're going to hear drums all the time and you don't like drums? You need to know, right? How do you feel about animals? I know a couple who broke up who she didn't like no animals, not a cat, not a dog, not a bird, not anything. And the person raised homing pigeons, and she considered them all disgusting, and like, you know, they ended up breaking up. It's like, animals are a big thing to a lot of people. They're a big thing to me. My animals came first in every relationship I ever had, because the animal is going to be there for sure and has my back, and the people, we don't know about people, right? We especially didn't know about them back then. Okay. Go with your gut. Look beyond the skin. All right. A lot of times we are seduced by the way somebody looks on a first-hand appearance, but then what's inside is ugly. Or vice versa. Maybe on first-hand glance, we don't find that person extremely attractive, but after an hour of conversation, they're the most attractive person we've ever seen in our entire life. So look beyond the skin. My great-grandma Maureen used to say, pretty is as pretty does, ugly's to the bone. Beauty will soon fade away, but old ugly lives on and on. That means be a good person, because all this could go away someday, and what you're going to be left with is the impression you left on people. So make sure that's a positive impression. And if you see somebody and they're the most beautiful person, they're looking like some Kardashian or something, and they are doing some ugly things, there's ugly words coming out of their mouth, there's ugly actions coming out of their body, you need to take a little glance at that and say, is this really something I need in my life? What is your initial reaction when you meet a person? Now, your initial reaction is extremely important. A lot of times we see somebody, our initial reaction goes, I don't know, I don't like it. But for whatever reason, we give them the benefit of the doubt anyways. We let them into our life. So continue to think about your initial reaction and put a lot of weight into that. Your initial reaction is there for a reason. The more you listen to that, the better it will help you. What is your long-term impression? So people can put up fronts to hide their true nature, but then after you spend some time with them, all of a sudden your impression of them really, really changes. So your higher self breaks through to tell you what kind of mask that person is wearing. Listen. You know, if at first you're like, this person's great, and then after an hour you're like, I'm not, you know, but at first I thought they were great, maybe I should give them a second chance. No. Listen to your higher self, okay? How eager is the person to get intimate with you? You know, is that all they're into? Are they trying to get into the sack every time? How eager are they to get to know the real you and talk to you and conversate with you? Now, I'm not going to say animal instincts can't take over and you can't have some fun here and there, but a true, meaningful relationship is never based on sex. It's always based on something deeper, because one day, erectile dysfunction could happen, dry vagina could happen, somebody could have their uterus fall out. You don't know. All sorts of things could happen, but the connection here, that's what can last on a level that you're going, the person who's going to be by your bedside. If they're just trying to rub one off on you all the time, and you're like a humping post, probably not going to be that romantic relationship you're looking for. Not going to find a lot of flowers. Not a lot of flowers in that one. Okay, what actions have they shown and what words have they blown? Okay, words are when, I'm going to do this for you, baby, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. I don't give a shit what you say. Show up with the thing. Take me to the place. Get the thing done. Help me. Do the whatever you're going to do. and then let me give you the praise for what you've done. You're not getting praise for some words you're telling me. If you're expecting me, oh really, you're gonna do that for me? Oh, well let me just go give you the best time ever. No, do the thing. What are their actions? Show me. And that's what I get from my love, and that's what he gets from me. We show each other. Our words are nothing, okay? I love you is great, but showing somebody you love them through actions like a foot massage, helping them take out the trash, being there for them in times of woe, cooking them breakfast, making the bed, doing little things. How do you show affection? You know, you need to know about that. How do you show affection? And are your guys' love languages on the same level? Okay, beyond just the words. Be realistic and truthful to yourself. Okay, if the person is a very materialistic person and they just want to buy you off all the time, here, let me buy you this, let me buy you that, and that's how they show love, and you are not a material receiver, you're an emotional receiver, you need cuddles and kisses and worship and things like that. Be realistic with yourself. That person might be loving you to the fullest extent that they know how to love, but that's not to the extent that you need your love, and so therefore it's not the right kind of love. And you're actually you're doing no favors to anybody, because now there's somebody out there who wants people just to buy stuff for them and they don't want any cuddles or kisses, or vice versa. Maybe they only want the cuddles and kisses, or they, whatever I said. But the thing is that now they can't find that person because that person's locked up in a relationship with you and no one's happy. So it's time to let that person go and say, okay, well, you know, you're not the right kind of love for me, and that's okay. I wish you well, and everything's going to be fine, and we're both going to meet who we need. Where did you meet this person? Where do you go to socialize? Are you an alcoholic? If you're not going to find the person you need in a bar. If you're not super religious, you're not going to find him at church. I mean, yes, there's a slim possibility that they came with a friend and they're not normally like that, they're not normally there, and they showed up there. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to find the person in a social place with some passion that you really have. My passion is Hobbs Grove, Halloween, okay? I do all sorts of things out at that place. I met my love, Robbie, out there doing acting, being in that scene, because that was his passion too, okay? So is his passion. We're still into it. So think about that. All right, here's what you're going to do if you really want help. I'm sorry, this went kind of long. Here's what you're going to do if you really want help. In the morning, you're going to do your morning mirror mantra, okay? 3 times. I want you to look in the mirror as you're saying it, and you're going to say your positive statements. Positive statements about yourself. That has nothing to do with anybody else. I am beautiful. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am alive. I am fun. I am adventurous. I'm right where I want to be in life. Good things come to me. Good people come to me. Whatever it is that you want, you say those things. And you say it into the mirror 3 times with excitement, with love, while looking into your own eyes. And you do it every single morning for a month. Okay, if you do that, you will find change. Change will happen within you, and it will be given to you in that way. But you have to be diligent. If you want to do it more times than that, you find yourself in the bathroom at work, washing your hands, there ain't nobody else. I'm beautiful, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy. Do it. Do it as many times as you want. Okay, you're going to do a perfect partner paragraph. This is about the other person. It's 1 short paragraph describing your perfect partner. No names. If you think you know who they are already, you're not putting their name down. I don't care. What you will do is you're going to describe things about them. What's their build? What's their voice like? What's their hair like? Are they fun? Are they adventurous? How do they love you? Do they bring you presents? How do they treat you? Do you guys go on adventures all the time? Is it a Romeo and Juliet kind of a thing? Is it a Hansel and Gretel's adventure into the wilderness kind of thing? Is a what me and my love have, Beauty and the Beast and the Labyrinth and all that? What kind of love do you have? How do you treat each other? And you're gonna write it like this: I am so happy and grateful that me and my perfect partner are together. We love each other so much. We give each other all these beautiful things. We do this and this together. We treat each other so well. We write each other poems. We blow bubbles. Whatever it is that you want. Okay, whatever it is, we frolic together. Whatever it is. And then your nightly gratitudes. Okay, start with your gratitudes of the day. Be specific. I am so grateful my love cooked breakfast to me. That's a real one. I'm so grateful I got to see my sister for her birthday. I'm so grateful that I have this beautiful audience to help and talk to. And then you go, at the end of it, you start saying your gratitudes for things that haven't happened yet in real life, but you want them to happen, and you're gonna say them as though they have already happened. I am so happy and grateful that YouTube has given me a YouTube play button, and I have millions of subscribers, and I'm known throughout the world as being an awesome healer and an awesome twin flame life coach and specialist. And you know, and you just go on your little thing, and that you do this every single night. If you do these 3 things every day for a month, you are going to see change in your life, and you're going to see very amazing change. One thing I will say is you have to accept the good things coming to you and actually acknowledge them. So if you're like, thank you so much for the large amounts of money coming to me, and you walk by and there's a penny in dog crap and you just walk on by. Okay, it might have been covered in dog crap. Maybe you gotta clean it off, whatever. But you just walked by abundance. Now, if you're in somebody's house that has change all over and that's not yours, you can't pick that up, obviously. I look down and I say, I acknowledge you, but you're not mine to have. And that's all I say. Because it's telling the universe, I acknowledge the abundance everywhere, but this isn't my abundance to have. But if I'm out walking on the street and I see something laying on the ground and there's nobody around, I pick it up and say, thank you so much. I found a full dollar. A full dollar. I was sitting, well, I wasn't sitting, I was walking to my friend's house, and I was saying my gratitudes and literally looking up, gratitude, 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 and all of a sudden my eyes just pulled down, and there's a dollar, and there wasn't cars around, there wasn't anything, and I was like, ah! I was so excited. I'm so excited. I mean, I don't even think I've ever found a quarter, but to find a whole dollar, like, are you kidding me? Like, if I find 10 cents, I'm like, woo! If I find a penny, I'm like, woo! So a whole dollar, I lost my mind. So, if people open the door for you, they offer you a sandwich, they want to invite you out somewhere, accept that as positivity, even if it's not what you're looking for 100%, be grateful for it, accept it, maybe pass it on to somebody else who actually will really love it and use it, and congratulations, because that's the first sign to accepting love, and the love that you're looking for and the relationship that you're looking for is going to be shortly behind if you keep doing that. Alright everybody, please like, share, subscribe. My engagement photos and my engagement video for part of the party is up on Patreon. It's only on Patreon. It's going to stay on Patreon. It's only for $1 or up. I am going to change the tiers around. Don't worry about what the tiers are. Give what you want to give. Even $1 really, really helps. And I appreciate everybody who's on there. And things are going to change on there. I don't know exactly how, when, or why, because honestly, of all the social media, that one kind of eludes me on how it works the best, but I'm getting there. I'm learning. All right. I love you all so much. Thank you.